Hey everybody, Hattie here with Honeybee Stampers. I'm going to try this again. I just knocked myself offline. So I am here live for a video tutorial for Sweet and Simple card class for the month of August. It is actually almost the end of August. It's August 29th right now. We've just got a couple days left until we're into September already. Man, I tell you, I know I say this all the time, but the year just flies by. I can't even get over it. I am excited to share these really pretty cards with you. For our Sweet and Simple card class, I designed 6 cards and we put them together here at the studio, or you can also get them to go. So we do have some of you that order these kits to go and they've already shipped, so you may have your kit already. And so this video tutorial is to show you how to put them together the way that I've put them together. But of course you can get creative on your own because the kits come with all the pieces cut and prepped for you. I'll kind of point out what pieces are included and what might not be included. And so then there's some areas where you can actually go rogue and do your own thing and just be super creative. And if you do that, I would love for you to share your projects with us over on my Honeybee Stampers group page so I can see, or even share it under the comments here so we can see the projects that you come up with. That's always fun to see. Okay, so before we jump into these 6 projects here, I do want to tell you that we have a new host code. Our host code for August ran out. Well, it was used up, I should say. And so we've got a new one. It is EAF6USTW. Make sure you make a note of that, and I'll leave a link with this host code so that you can place it on your order when you do go shopping on the online store, so that I can get credit for your order. I appreciate that so much. Last night we did have our card club, and so I'm going to share with you our card club projects today as well and tell you about next month's card club. I also want to show you a class that I'm going to be offering in an email. So I have an email that's going out to my customers, my newsletter subscribers, either today, either tonight or tomorrow morning. And this is the class. It's just a quick and easy card class here that you would get in the mail. The tutorial will get emailed to you. It comes in a packet like this. It's a past class. And so in this packet, you're going to have all the product cut and prepped. I even prepped all of the Memories and More card kit as well for you. I cut all of these pieces, so it's a very easy card kit to put together. And then you're going to have a lot of additional product in here that you can use and continue to design with. You'll have these little mini note cards and envelopes and some larger note cards and envelopes. So this is going to be an email sale. And so if you're on my email list, look for that, because I only have 8 packets left. And so when they're gone, they're gone. But they're just really cute, easy cards. I use Peaceful Moments for the sentiment, so you can see that it's just sentiments that you're going to need. But I'm sure if you don't have that sentiment stamp set, you have a sentiment stamp set that you can use that would fit into those die cuts. So be on the lookout for that. I also wanted to share with you that we've got a couple days left to redeem your bonus day coupons. So make sure that you check your emails, grab your bonus day coupons, and use those coupons up before the end of this month. And then we also have a designer series paper sale. This Full of Life paper pack, it's a 6x6 paper pack. It is so beautiful. And the projects that I designed for for our card club for this month feature that paper. Like, look at how bright and fun these are. I'm just going to go through and show you these card club projects. So here's one. It has a fun little belly band and it opens up like that. Okay, so this class is already sold out. We had our in-person class last night, and so only the tutorial is available for purchase. But I just wanted to show you how cute these projects turned out and how bright and fun. So my friend Betty reminded me of this fun technique of putting the designer series paper on your envelope flap to really make it pop and coordinate with your project. So I used some of the extra paper. And so for this one in particular, the extra paper I had left over wasn't enough to cover the whole flap, but I really liked how this turned out, where I put it in the middle and have a little bit at the bottom and a little bit at the top. So that's just another fun little tip there that you can do. So some fun cards here, super simple. The stamp set is called Friends. Let's see here. What is it called? I can never remember these names. Friends for Life, I think is what it's called. But the Friends sentiment in the Friends for Life stamp set is so beautiful, and it stamps so perfectly every single time. So there's another project. Here is another card that we created. Love, we had to use the friend again. Love that. And the DSP there. And then here was our 5th one. So I always design 5 projects. Okay. I love how this turned out. Fun little technique there for my club members. And then this was another paper that wasn't long enough. So this is the one that Betty actually did. And then it had a little bit of the paper of the envelope sticking out right here. And so Brenda said, why don't you just trim that off? And there's still adhesive there. So that was just the perfect tip to trim that right off. And so I did that as well. Anyways, Card Club is a step up from my Sweet and Simple card classes. So if you want a little bit more technique, a little bit more fun folds, a little bit more, period, then you're going to want to join my Card Club. It's every month we choose a different suite of products or products, and then I feature 5 projects, and I try to use every stamp, every sentiment that's in that product that I pick. So I try to really make it so that you can see the versatility of that product, okay? So Card Club is really fun. You'll be seeing the registration opening up pretty soon for next month. Next month's Card Club is going to feature a brand new suite of products that we actually got early access to when we did our Stampin' Up! Had like a crafting day. I can't, it wasn't World Card Making Day, it was something else. I can't remember. Anyways, so it's called Nests of Winter. I can't show you the pictures of it in the catalog yet because the catalog doesn't go live until September 4th, but it's beautiful. The stamp set's called Winterly Treetops, and it's got little cardinals on there, birds, and paper, designer series paper, beautiful embossing folder. It's gorgeous. You guys are going to want to sign up for that. All right, so let's jump in and get started with these projects here. I don't typically do a lot of talking in the beginning when I do the video tutorial, so you can just fast forward to it, but I'll point out where you need to start if you did order these kits to go, so you'll know where to start to do the video tutorial part. Okay, so let's grab a kit. Hold on one second. Okay, so your kit will look like this. And I'm going to start with this yellow one. That's Daffodil Delight paper. And when you dump out your kit, you're going to see that all the pieces are there for you. We'll just fold this one in half and set it over to the side. You're going to have some pumpkin pie cardstock, and then you'll see you'll have 2 of these pieces. One of them I've already embossed, dry embossed in the center there for you, so you know this is going to go on the front of the card. And we'll just center that here. Okay. And then this is going to go on the card front. Oops. Just like that. I decided during Sweet and Simple to design all of the projects to feature the designer series paper that's on sale. So this designer series paper is from the Mediterranean Blooms. It's this one right here. And the suite of products that coordinates with it has a die that actually die cuts out the oranges here. So that's what I did. And I popped them up with some dimensionals. see here. And I'm just gonna stick it right there. I just love the way that this looks. Okay. And then this little strip right here is what you're gonna heat emboss on. So let's talk about heat embossing for just a second. I have a lot of my customers tell me that they struggle with heat embossing. Hi, Noreen. This is a tutorial for you, my dear. You're one of my people that get the monthly card stamp, Sweet and Simple card classes to go. So I appreciate you so much for that. And you're gonna want, when you heat emboss, an embossing buddy. So we do sell a heat embossing kit that includes embossing buddy. So this just takes and gets rid of the static. It covers up the oils from your finger, anything that will prevent you, anything that will attract the embossing powder where you don't want it to be, okay? Then you're gonna need some Versamark. Versamark is a sticky ink, and you are going to just tap, tap, tap very lightly. You don't want to press really hard because the foam is like soft, and it's going to get ink everywhere where you don't want it. And you just want it on the raised portion. You want to make sure that there's no little fuzzies on there that will attract the ink as well. Now, once you've done that, I need to move this down so I can see. You're going to just stamp lightly, okay? Try not to rock it back and forth like that. And then you'll see that you've got the sentiment on there. It'll kind of show up a little bit darker than the paper. Then you're gonna take your white embossing powder. And I always just pinch the end of it here, and I'll put it in the embossing powder, and it never comes out of the embossing powder. So I'm not, you know, dipping it and kind of running it around here. I keep it within the walls of my embossing powder bucket there to keep all the powder inside. Once I'm done with that, I'll flip it over, and then I just kind of either flick it or tap on it to get the excess powder off. And you'll see where my finger was holding there, we've got a little powder there, so I'll just kind of wipe that off, just like that, okay? So that is really it when it comes to heat embossing. The biggest thing is to make sure that you prep your paper with the embossing buddy, that you stamp lightly and you don't rock all over the place, and then that you dip it in and shake it around and then flick it off, so that you've got that perfect embossing. And then I'm just gonna heat it up real quick. So my heat tool doesn't reach all the way over here, but I use this tool right here to hold on to it so that I don't burn my fingers. And then I just heat it up until it looks like it's raised and shiny. And then that's how you get your embossing. So just checking in is gonna go right there on the card. You will already have your twine that's already cut for you or tied for you. And then you're just gonna add it to your glue dot. I always recommend glue dots for twine and ribbon. So we'll just stick that on there like this. And then if you happen to have, oops, I forgot to do my do not disturb. If you happen to have take your pick tool or some really sharp scissors, then you can use it to place your twine wherever you want it to go. There we go. There's our first card. Okay, now there's an inside layer. Let's bring this in. These stamps are from the Mediterranean Blooms stamp set. So I just wanted to go ahead and incorporate that. So again, you're gonna tap very lightly, and I tell people that This is the amount of pressure. It's gonna be hard because this is a small stamp. That's the amount of pressure that you need to ink up your stamp, okay? Just laying it there, picking it up, tapping it up and down. The goal is to get the ink just on the tip, on the words, and not anywhere else, okay? And that takes practice. And then you're gonna stamp straight down and straight up for that sentiment. That was early espresso ink that I used for the sentiment. And then we've got these cute little flowers, and I'm just basically going to stamp a flower here, a flower there, and then there's a smaller version of that same flower, and I'm just gonna stamp it just like that. There we go. Easy peasy. We put all this away and we'll get ready for our next card. Okay, so this is the front of the card again. Very easy one to put together. Okay. Let's grab another easy one. We're gonna do this one. It's a little bit of a fun fold. All of the pieces are already cut for you. So when you get one of these kits to go from me, it's essentially gonna look like this, okay? And then you're gonna have all the pieces that can be die cut, all the pieces that can be embossed. So it's really fun to be able to just kind of create some really fun, beautiful, easy cards. All right, we'll start by folding this, and you'll see that the score line that I put on there already shows that, you know, this part has already been cut out for you. I used it to create this layer right here that we're going to use on the card. Now, one thing I want you to remember to do before you glue down this DSP here is you want to put it on your white piece first. Okay, so let's adhere that down. Having a rough time with my adhesive today. Okay, so this side, so the paper that you get with this, the DSP, is actually the same DSP. You're just going to use each side. So we're going to put this down on our basic white card layer like this. Okay. And then this is going to go on the inside of your card. Just center it on the inside panel. And so when you close it, that strip is going to be peeking out. You're going to take the other DSP, okay, and it is a little bit directional, and you're going to place it right next to it on this panel, okay? And I just put a little border. I'm going to open it up so you can see it a little better. I just put a little border around the three sides. There we go. Okay. And while I have it open like this, I'm going to take this piece. This is a brand new swirl embossing folder. It's one of the larger embossing folders that we came out with just recently. And just add a little adhesive to this. I'm going to space it out just a little bit so that there's a little border between these two strips, and place it down like that. Okay, so you see how that card is coming together. Now you're going to have these two pieces. There may be some little pieces in this particular die that you want to punch out, so you can do that. Or if you like the look where it's got some of the die pieces still in there, feel free to leave it in. This is your card, so you can do whatever you want with it. But you'll see that I'm poking out some pieces there. This is such a fun die. This die is from, I believe it's called Sentimental Park. It's carried over for the last year or two, and it is a good one. It's a really good one. I did an entire stamp camp with my friend Brenda featuring this product. Okay, so there. Now you can see the difference there. And oops, I must have tore it when I was doing that. Okay, so let's move all this out of the way. You're gonna have this little piece right here that you're gonna wanna stamp your sentiment. Okay, we're gonna use Summer Splash. Both of these colors that I'm using here are new in colors. The paper is also on sale. It's the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper, which is right here. It's so pretty. It features all of our new in colors. So the Summer Splash is what we'll use. One of my faves. There. This one's very simple with the stamping. That was it. And then you're going to add a little adhesive right here in the center. And I like to use our liquid glue for this part only because I'm going to be moving my insert around a little bit and I want to have a little time to do that. So you're going to feed it in here like that. And then same on this side. So I've torn this a little bit, so I need to fix that. But you'll see that once you get it in there, you might want to move it around so that it lines up perfectly. And it does line up really well. Okay. And that's where I find the liquid glue to be perfect for that. Okay. Now to fix this, if you rip it like I did, that's a simple fix. You can actually just either use some liquid glue right there, or when you put it down, put a little bit of glue on the back there. Okay, so to put this down, you want to put dimensionals on the back, but you don't want dimensionals on this part because you don't want the dimensionals to stick here. So I'm going to add some dimensionals on this side here. And then I'll put one right there. There we go. And then I'll fix that with some glue a little bit later. You're going to also have these little in-color gems, embellishments that you're going to want to put on here. And so we'll just grab them and I'll stick one right here. One down here. And one more. So when you get your little kit, make sure you check your envelope very closely for all the little pieces. I'll stick this one right there. Okay, there we go. This card is done. Simple. Okay, on to our next card. This card is a fun fold, and it's an easy one to put together. But you just kind of have to pay a little bit of attention to the steps here. So your pieces are going to look like this. You want to fold this piece in half. Okay. And then you're going to fold this piece back. And I've already put the score lines in there for you, so this should be very easy. So this is your card base here. You're going to take this piece right here that's also already scored, and you're going to fold it in half. Like that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and decorate some of this with our DSP. And yes, you've guessed it, this designer series paper is on sale, but I believe it has sold out. I don't think that it's available right now. You'll have to go on and check. It's called the Country Woods Designer Series paper. It was incredibly popular, and it sold out. So it'll be back, but I think it'll be back in September when the sale actually is over with. But you're gonna want this in your arsenal regardless of the sale, trust me. So we're gonna put this DSP on the the two panels here that are folded. Okay, and I just kind of made it match up. You don't have to, but I just thought that looked good. And then on this piece right here, I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back with it being folded, and I'm going to center it onto the inside panel. Okay, I want a nice even border all the way around it. There we go. So the card mechanism will look like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like from the side. And when you open it up, there you go. Okay. Excuse me. This piece right here is going to get glued to the front of that flap. And we're going to build a little vignette on top of it. So for this one, let me see my sample here. I forgot to show you guys the sample first. Here it is. Here's the sample. Okay, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. This is one of our new tags from the holiday, let's see here, online exclusive that was released a month or so ago. If you aren't checking online, you really need to, because there's a lot of product that's available online that you cannot find in any of the catalogs because they're online exclusives only. And so this is one of them. So you're going to have some of these leaves that are already done. Aren't they beautiful? So you see all the detail that's in the leaves here. This is from the hybrid embossing folder. So once you put the embossing folder together with the die inside of it and you run it through, it'll die cut and emboss at the same time. So that's going to go right there. I'm going to use liquid adhesive for this one. Okay. And then we'll put this one on. Okay. And you're going to have a little label like this. This is our basic beige. It's a brand new color. It's one of our new neutrals, and it's lovely. It kind of reminds me of Sahara sand. Do you guys remember that color? I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. And again, that's the amount of pressure that you need for stamping. So you just pick up and you just tap, tap, tap. No pressing down really hard into the stamp. Okay, love how that turned out. So pretty. There we go. And this is going to go on with just a set of dimensionals here. Let me get a drink of water. I feel like my throat's getting dry. Oh, sorry, that was loud. Okay. There we go. So cute. Now for the inside piece, you're going to take this little strip that's included. Just like that. And we'll add the inside panel right here. And this is where you'll write your message. Okay, so there is the card. We've got some gems that I included in there. These gems are retired, so you might already have some in your stash, but if you don't, you can use any gems that you'd like. So I just thought that this blue kind of matched really well, and it looked so pretty together, so I added it together. There we go. So for those of you who got the kit to go, like I said, they've already shipped. So you'll get these kits in the mail. Either you've already gotten yours or you'll be getting them really soon. So you can see how quick and easy it is to put these kits together, because a lot of the work is done for you. The only stamping here was that sentiment there, and if you didn't have that sentiment, you could put something else there for sure. So there's that card. All right, we've got 3 down. We've got 3 more to go. Kind of leaving the heavier duty ones for the end, so hang in there with me, you guys. Okay, for this one, this is new designer series paper, and it is called the To the Market. So To the Market, it's got fun imagery on here, and I decided to go with these flowers for this card. When you get your kit, you'll see that the flowers already cut out for you, already fussy cut. So there's that. You're gonna have all these little pieces everywhere. Okay, let me start to bring this card down a little bit so it's more manageable. I'm just gonna fold this card base in half. And then we've got this Blackberry Bliss piece that's gonna go on the card front next. And you're just gonna center that. Then you're gonna have this strip of designer series paper. You'll see that there's some little shopping bags on the other side. You're just gonna take this and adhere this right over the center. And it's gonna go from end to end, so you'll have a little bit overlapping there, okay? And if you find that it's cut too long or too long, you can just open it up like this, and it's very easy to trim that down so that it fits perfectly. Okay, there's that. Now this is already embossed for you, and the embossing folder I used for this is the one that I'm going to be featuring for next month's card club. So the card club is our honeycomb card club, so make sure you look out for that email that's going to be coming out. You're just going to take this piece and center it on the basic white. And then this is going to get placed onto the center of your card with some dimensionals. I should check to see if anybody has any questions about anything. If you do, feel free to shout out, let me know. And if you're curious about getting one of these kits to go, I saw Noreen was on here earlier, so she can answer any questions too, since she receives them each month. Okay, so we'll stick this in the center. And then we've got this little strip here that you're going to stamp your sentiment on. I'm using Blackberry Bliss again for the ink. Okay, and the sentiment I went with is happy birthday. Something that I want you to pay attention to is I actually stamped it towards the right of the tag to give room for my little bouquet of flowers, okay? Okay, let's bring this in. I'm gonna stick this on the card with some dimensionals again. One of the girls in class last night said, when in doubt, put a dimensional on it, because I love these things. Love them. All right, I'm gonna put it right about there. Okay. And I'm gonna take my flowers, which are so pretty. I'll put dimensionals on the top here, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of liquid glue right there. Okay. There we go. Looks good. We've got these brand new embellishments. They are so pretty. They're pecan pie and silver ribboned embellishments, and they are really stunning to look at. I don't know if you can see it on the camera very well, but it's got a pecan pie color to it, but then it's got these like, it's almost like straight pieces of tinsel behind it that are silver, and it just sparkles and it's so pretty. So you'll put a couple of these on your project. Okay. Oh, one more step. We've got another linen bow. So stick that right on your glue dot there. And then I just put it above where it's got the DSP that looks like there's linen or something wrapped around it. So there's that. That card is all done. Isn't that beautiful? So we've got that card done. All right, now you've seen this card before, I'm sure. I did a pink version, I did a blue version. This is featuring some paper pumpkin product. So that's where this came from. Put this here. Some of you guys got different embellishments than others, and some got different ribbon. Okay, so just be aware of that, but the concept is pretty much the same. Okay, move this. You're gonna take your smoky slate cardstock and fold it down. Okay, and then you're gonna layer this designer series paper. I cut these two to be the same size so you didn't get confused. One's gonna go on the inside and one's gonna go on the front. This designer series paper is, of course, also on sale and is called Country Lace DSP. So let's add this. Thanks for tuning in, Noreen. I see you're still here. Okay, there we go. Let me set that to the side for now. And then you're going to get a die cut piece like this. This die cut is actually from the Paper Pumpkin add-on. They have those really cute add-on dies. Here it is. It's called Every Celebration Dies. You can still get this die, and it comes out once a quarter, a new set of dies that coordinate with the Paper Pumpkin kits. And so this is the one we're using today. This one will be one that coordinates with next month's Paper Pumpkin kit. Okay, let's grab my stamp for this. Okay, I'm just gonna stamp it in black. Okay, I need to pull this down so I can see it. You're just gonna hover over until it looks like it's pretty much lined up. Okay, there we go. And this is going to get colored. I don't have any Misty Moonlight Stampin' Blends, otherwise I absolutely would use that. And so you can see here we used our ink pad and a water painter. So you're just going to add some water if you don't have Stampin' Blends. Come on, water, come out of here. Just squeeze it and squeeze the water out and mix it up so you get a little bit of this Misty Moonlight color. Okay. There we go. And then I'm just going to very lightly do a little bit of a wash over this image here. And you don't want to put a ton of water on this paper because this is not watercolor paper that I used. So something that would be handy to have, which I don't have in front of me, is a paper towel. So when you get a little bit too much water in there, you can pat it dry. So that's it. And then if you wanted to come in and add a little bit more, like another layer of color, you can. But again, you have to be careful because this is not watercolor paper. So there's how I colored that. That out of the way. And then I did have some smoky slate blends. So you're just gonna color your leaves with the smoky slate blends here. This feels a little dry. Ooh. Okay. Do a little bit more right there. Okay. Now we've got that done. Let's do a little more stamping. We're gonna take this piece. You're gonna have 2 die cut pieces. This is from the Iconic Imagery die set. And they're just gonna layer together to make it a little bit more sturdy. That's the only reason we did that. So you're gonna want an embossing buddy again. Get that nice and prepped. We'll grab our sentiment here. And you'll need a little Versamark ink. I do need to clean this off really quick, so I can make sure I get a good image. Okay. Sentiment says, "I'm so lucky to have you in my life." I love that. And it's just gonna go in the bottom right, like that. We've got some basic black embossing powder. You're just gonna shimmy and shake again. Tap it. There you go. Now I won't step off and heat this up, but I would heat this sentiment up until it was nice and shiny and looked like it was finished. I'll set that to the side and do that later. Let me keep going with this card. You're gonna take your white ribbon, okay, and just place it on your card like this, so the card is sandwiched between the 2 pieces of ribbon. You can even use a block or something like that to hold it down. Then you're gonna take your twine that's included and tie a little bow. First you'll tie a knot. There we go. And then after that, you'll just create a little tiny bow. Such a fun little technique there. Okay. Now I'm going to use my scissors to pretty up the ends a little bit. I need my ribbon scissors for this. There we go. And if you want to put adhesive behind the ribbon to hold it in place, you absolutely can do that. This is going to go on the card front with Stamping Dimensionals. Okay. Right there. All right, so now this piece is going to go on. I also use Stampin' Dimensionals for this piece. I'll do that later because I need to heat emboss my sentiment. And then you're going to add this beautiful piece on, right? And then you've got some little black gems that you can use. The gems that are original that I ended up running out of, I actually purchased some more of these. They are so beautiful. Those are in the, and they're actually, I don't remember if they're an online exclusive or if they're in our catalog, but anyways, they're gorgeous. So you'll find them in the online shop. But there's that. I'm gonna set this card to the side and I'll finish this one later. Okay. Sweep all that off. Okay, for our last card is this one. This one does require some a few more steps than usual, but it's a really fun, adorable card to put together, and it introduces a product line that I have not showcased ever that I can think of, called reversibles. Have you guys heard of that or seen that in the catalog? So let me grab my catalog here. Let me see if I can find, so this one's called Sea Turtles on page 83. This is a carryover product. Okay, so this page kind of features some of the reversibles stamp sets. So you can see that, like how cute is that card? That's such a cute card. Anyways, both of these stamp sets, you stamp on one side and then you clean it off and you flip it over and you can stamp on the other side to create like a filler image. So right now, are those the only two that we have? I wonder if this is one too, also. Anyways, adorable. I'll have to check and see if these are the only two that are on here, but they are so fun. And then here's our paper pierce mat. It's only $5. This is one that actually somebody was asking me about in class on Saturday. That's this right here. You definitely need this when you're using photopolymer, and especially if you decide to do the reversibles because you want to get a good image. Okay, now let's show you how that's going to work. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the inside of that last card. So the inside piece for this, actually have not the foggiest idea where I put it. It should be on my table somewhere. Anyways, oh, here they are. I stamped a couple to kind of show you the inside. So this says you're simply the best, and then there was another stamp that had these little dashes on it, so you can do either of these to go on the inside. I still have to decide which one I like better. So there's that. Okay. Now let's get ready for this one. For this card, I'm going to do all the stamping right now so I can kind of get that out of the way and show you how it works. Here is the sea turtle. I have found that stamping the detailed side first was easier for me. Sorry, my throat is so dry today. I don't know what's up with it. Let me get another drink. Okay. So stick that turtle on here. I've been wanting to use this stamp set since it came out. The colors that I used for him were Lost Lagoon. So what you're going to do is you're going to ink up the detailed side of the turtle. In this Lost Lagoon, we used it so much on Saturday that it might need to be re-inked. And then I'm just going to stamp on some scrap paper here. Oh yeah, this needs to be re-inked really badly. But it's okay. It looks good with that turtle. Can you see the difference there? We'll see when I add the second layer if it'll darken up that detail or not. So now you'll clean off the stamp. This is really a fun stamp. Peel him off, carefully peel him off so you don't tear any of his appendages off. And now you've got the back side of the stamp that's just smooth. And it's the outline of the turtle. And you're going to ink him up in the same Lost Lagoon color. Now, in my class, I had everybody stamp off and then stamp on to the turtle. So I will do that again today, even though I have a feeling that this ink is so used up that stamping directly on it would be fine too. But in case you're at home and you want to do this like I did it, you're going to stamp off, okay? And then you're going to stamp right on top of the turtle. Is that not the coolest thing? I just think that is so cute. So cute. So don't forget to stamp off that second step, okay? I'm going to show you this again, but with the star, the little starfish. So you need, for the starfish, crumb cake. The crumb cake, my crumb cake is like, I don't know what happened. It got discolored, but this is crumb cake. Okay, so we've got 2 starfish that are part of this stamp set, and you want the detailed part first. So we're going to ink up the detailed part, and you're going to stamp that full force, just like that, okay? Then you're going to clean it off. You're going to flip it over, so you've got the smooth backside. You're going to ink that up, and again, we're going to stamp off. And then we are going to stamp over our starfish. Okay? Isn't that so cute, you guys? I love it. I love it. Now we've got a smaller little starfish. We're going to do the same thing. We'll start with, you could start with the backside first if you wanted to. I just found for this particular stamp set, stamping with the detail image first was easier for me as far as lining things up. So I need 2 of these starfish. I'm calling them starfish. They are starfish. What am I saying? They are starfish. So then we're going to ink this up. And again, I want to stamp off. And then stamp right over the top. Okay, so can you see the difference between those two? Let's do it one more time. Stamp off and then on. There we go. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to fussy cut. So I saved the best for last. I love fussy cutting, but you're going to fussy cut out all of these images here because there's no dies that go with it. And then let's put together some of the other parts of the card so you know how to do that. Grab this. I'm losing my pretty envelopes over here. Okay, so I'm missing a piece there. All right, this is going to go on the inside of the card. So I'll show you that in a minute. You're going to take this piece and just fold it in half. We're going to stamp on this piece, so it's very subtle, but I've stamped a little bit of those bubbles along the side there. I think they're bubbles. And we're going to do this in Lost Lagoon. I'm actually not going to stamp off because, like I said earlier, this Lost Lagoon is so dry from class that I think it'll be fine. But when it was super juicy, it was just too much. It was just kind of taking away from the card. So you'll see that with this image here, maybe you can see, this has quite a drastic edge, right? And I feel like this one's kind of a little bit more even. So I stamped with this side towards my edge so that you can see it. So I basically stamped like this. Remember, I stamped off. And then I continued it on again. Let me grab my paper. I continued it on by connecting the tube like that, okay? So that just gives it a little extra dimension there on your card, a little more interest. You're gonna get a piece of this pretty peacock paper, and that's just gonna get glued here. You're also gonna get a piece, well, these I've already shipped, but you are gonna get another piece of this designer series paper. This DSP is also on sale. Let me tell you what it's called. It is from the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 designer series paper, which is right there. The Bright and Beautiful, so pretty. Okay, there's that. So you're gonna put that on, and it's gonna be that layer there. You're gonna get a little die cut with your sentiment. So let me grab my sentiment. And for the sentiment, I decided to use Pretty Peacock, so that it kind of pulls some of that dark that's at the bottom, as well as that strip there. And it just fits perfectly on this little die cut piece here. I'm not actually putting all of the pieces together, but I'm just showing you. So what I did was I added this on with Stampin' Dimensionals, and then I tuck the turtle. Actually, I put the turtle down first, and I put the turtle down flat to my cardstock, and I did bring his arms up a little bit and his head a little bit, and his feet, like that, to make him a little bit more dimensional. And then I placed the sentiment over the top of him with Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I tucked the seaweed. So you're gonna get some seaweed in white. And you're just gonna take the seaweed and, you know, configure it on your card like so. And then once you've fussy cut these out, then you're just gonna kind of sprinkle them on, kind of like embellishments, right? And then you've got some embellishments here that are included to finish up the card. So that's what the card's gonna look like. You'll have to tell me if not completing the card completely right now throws you off or not, or are you guys good? All right, so on the inside of the card, we're gonna do that same little technique. So this will be kind of a reminder for you. We are going to, this is a baby turtle, he's so cute. We're gonna ink him up in the Lost Lagoon. And I'm just gonna stamp him so that he's swimming upwards. Clean him off, flip him over, ink up the back side. Okay, you're gonna wanna stamp off, and then stamp over this little cutie pie. There you go. And I stamped this little school of fish in Pretty Peacock. There we go. And then I stamped the sentiment in Lost Lagoon, but I think I'm going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock and see how I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so there's that card. I hope you guys enjoyed the little video tutorial. Noreen, you'll definitely have to let me know what you think of these cards when you get them. And feel free to share what your thoughts on getting, oh, thank you. Definitely share your thoughts on what you think about getting this little kit in the mail, because I think that it is such a fun thing to get these beautiful cards sent to you, and you don't have to have all the stamp sets that I use. Well, for this one, maybe you do, because you need the turtle. Or you can use all the pieces and do something completely different. Maybe you have another sea, you know, beach related stamp set that you want to use. So there's that. All right, let me set all this to the side. I'm going to bring the projects in again so you guys can see them one more time. And I want to talk about some upcoming events that I've got going on, some honeybee happenings. So in September, I'm going to be in Maryland. I'll be up there for SSAT again, the first weekend in Maryland. If you are from Maryland or you live anywhere near Westminster, come out for the holiday stamp camp. It's going to be so much fun. It is on the 7th, which is a Saturday night. Starts at 6 p.m. It's in Westminster. And then let's see here. I've got our team meeting next month. Sweet and Simple card class. We've got another one on the 21st of September. Just a few more of those left here at the studio before we move out. And so make sure you grab a friend and you come on out. Space is limited because I'm only having one class instead of the 2 classes. And so I sold out last month because I only have enough seats for the people that are coming to class. Let's see here. And then Card Club again. I'm just going to flash those cards for you from this month. Hopefully you guys aren't missing out on Card Club. It's a little bit more work in that you have to cut your own paper, but it's so worth it because you get lots of product included. You get the tutorial. It's a great, great class. So that Card Club is at the end of September, but registration will open pretty soon for that. And we're going to be doing Winterly Treetops as our featured product. And let's see here, Stamp and Bingo. So we've got a Stamp and Bingo, probably the last one here at the studio. And there's a time change. It's at 2 p.m. instead of 10 a.m. It's at 2 p.m. So you can do something, it's on a Saturday, the 28th. So you can do something really fun in the morning on Saturday, come and do something really fun like Stamp and Bingo in the afternoon, and then you'll be done in plenty of time to do something that night, okay? You might be totally exhausted, but squeeze me in, it'll be super fun. So here are the projects again for you to take a look at. We did this quick little fun fold here, this one, and they all feature designer series paper. The sale for DSP ends soon, so make sure you grab your favorites. And if you're on my team, the Beehive, remember you get your discount on top of the discount. Okay, guys, I hope that was enjoyable. I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will chat with you all again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.